Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to day 4 of our Golden Triangle tour of India, in collaboration, of course, with our good friends and partners at Sita India and Taj Hotels. Here at Low Season Traveller, we know that we can't travel anywhere just now, but we can plan and dream and be inspired as we research places which we'd like to visit in the future. And this is what we're aiming to do all this week. So you're all very welcome to this first special series which we've prepared for you. So as we've said, all this week we're learning a little bit more about one of the most sought after bucket list experiences as we discover what you can expect from the Golden Triangle tour of India. Every day we've been going live at 2 p.m. GMT for about 15 minutes as we speak to our highly experienced tour guide of over 20 years, Mr. Anil Bahal, to learn more about what you will experience in each destination on this bucket list tour of India during, of course, the low season months. The tour which we're following is featured on the lowseasontraveller.com website, and we'll be unveiling our special low season prices and offers on Sunday the 31st at 2 o'clock during our final show. So for now, let's crack on with our tour as we travel today to the famed Venice of the East, Udaipur. That looks incredible. How far is Udaipur from Jaipur?
It's approximately 400 kilometers. So yeah, it's like 250 miles.
Okay.
So you travel south, west, from Jaipur to Udaipur, and I could happily retire in a city like Udaipur.
Really?
Yes. Yes, I like the tranquility of this city, especially after, visiting 3 big cities, Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, which are really busy, with a high volume of traffic. You come into a city like Udaipur, which is, relatively sparsely populated. It's neat, it's clean, it's quiet, it's the city of lakes and gardens. What more do you need?
Yeah, true enough. It sounds fabulous. One of the, obviously one of the sites that we see is on the photograph here, the City Palace in Udaipur. Tell us a little bit about the City Palace.
So this is, the city is actually built around, the main lakes. It has a total of 3, artificial man-made, freshwater lakes interconnected. The main lake is called Pichola. And it was in 1559 that Maharana Uday Singh, after whom the city gets its name, laid the foundations. And the city palace was built, at the same time. So this is one of the largest palace complexes of India. It actually comprises of 4 main palaces and a large, 11 subsidiary small palaces, but so seamlessly integrated into each other that from outside it looks like one single big facade that was built from start to finish. So out of the 4 main palaces, one is the private residence where the Maharana lives with his family. 2 have been converted into hotels. And the 4th wing is the museum. And one of the highlights of the sightseeing in Udaipur is the visit to the City Palace Museum. Right. Where you go through these. So this is unlike any other museum. You don't have any specific dedicated galleries to like armory or textiles. You just walk through these various courtyards and period rooms, and they have been left as they were in the days of the Maharanas. Mm-hmm. So you still get to see, all the old paraphernalia, beautiful glass mosaic work, the use of, painted. The beautiful mosaics and the paintings. So the city of Udaipur, is renowned for its school of art, the Mewar School. And this school got its inspiration from the Italian Renaissance painters. So they created a definite perspective to their paintings. And some of those original works of art or digital prints, are on the walls of these apartments. So you walk through these various courtyards and period rooms looking at some of these original pieces of art. And it is one of the highlights of your visit to Udaipur, yes.
Absolutely.
A lot of steps, though, quite a few
lot
steps.
Of steps. Oh, really? That's good to know.
Yeah. It's not that difficult. It's just that you have a few steps there.
Yeah. Okay. No, good to know and good to be aware. We also go to the Jagdish Temple. This is quite a famous temple, I believe.
Yes, it is. It's a temple that's dedicated to one of the manifestations of Lord Vishnu, who is the Hindu cosmic protector. A temple that dates back to the 17th century, built in white marble. Again, in the heart of the old city. So just a walk. You walk from the city palace across to this temple. And it is an active temple, so it's not a monument. This is actually an active temple. In fact, whenever you see a flag on the turret, it is an active temple and not a monument.
That's good to know.
So it is an active temple, and it has some absolutely fabulous, the most intricate relief, that you can see on marble done on the exterior as well as the interior, of the temple.
Yeah.
So
just zoom in on that to show
on
people.
the store, you don't actually get to see a temple, so it would be a nice experience to go to an active Hindu temple and not a monument.
Absolutely, and it's one of those you have to see it close up, really, because, like you say, the relief.
Yes, again, you have to you really can't. The pictures cannot, get the details on the relief on marble, but it is it's some stunning panels that you have.
And then next, we move on.
Since as I said, the city is called the City of Lakes and Gardens, and one of the most prominent gardens of the city is called Salai Ki Bari, which means the Maid of Honor garden. It's a garden that dates, is from basically early 1700s. Was commissioned by the then Maharana, for his queen, who came along with 48, of her handmaidens as part of the dowry. So, since the life of the queens was very monotonous in the palaces, it was a men's world. To break that monotony, the queen would retreat to this beautiful garden, in the middle of what used to be a forested area in those days. So this garden has beautiful fountains, lily pools, water shoots, and it all used to work purely because of gravity. They had no electricity in those days. So, they actually used gravity. They got the water from a lake at a high elevation, to run the system of hydraulics.
Wow.
And so there was a summer side to it, which was where all the fountains used to be. And then you had the winter side of it, which was not as densely planted as the summer side. And in the middle is a small palace with a pool in the middle, again, as an air cooling device. So this would be the oasis, the retreat for the queens.
Yeah. So again, our guests will have the opportunity to spend some time in these gardens and experience them for themselves on both sides, won't they? Perfect. We then do a short cruise on Lake Pichola.
Actually, yes. The best time to do the cruise would be late afternoon, sunset. Uday actually means sunrise. So Rajasthan is renowned for its sunrise and sunsets. So the best time to do this boat cruise, if available, is sunset. And again, as the sun sets, in the western horizon, because the palaces, are on the opposite edge of the lake, the light is really beautiful. The lake has several artificial islands. And on two of them, the Maharanas built their beautiful summer palaces. One of them is the famous Lake Palace Hotel. The other is another palace which is now open, to visitors. So on the boat ride, sometimes you can actually get off at the other palace,
Oh, okay.
and take a stroll. The city of Udaipur came into international prominence when it was, selected as the venue for the James Bond movie Octopussy.
Oh, right. Yeah, yes, of course.
Remember that?
I do
Yeah.
remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah. So parts of Octopussy, Roger Moore,
Yeah.
was filmed in Udaipur.
Oh my gosh, that's just
So when you
made
go
it
to
rise up my
Udaipur
hit
and
list now.
you go back, you go back and watch Octopussy, you can actually live through what you have seen in Udaipur, that movie.
Wonderful. I love that. We stay in a really special hotel in Udaipur, and again, Meenakshi will talk us through this, but just very briefly, this place is pretty special, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's been rated as one of the 10 most romantic hotel properties in the world.
Yeah.
How many hotel properties can boast of a location like Lake Palace in the middle of the lake?
Yeah, not many.
Only accessible by boat. One, it's a small property, and I can't describe the experience. You just approaching the Lake Palace. It's like it's like being part of a fairy tale.
Yeah. It looks just absolutely incredible, and I've seen it,
especially at night when the palaces are all lit up. It says you come out onto the jetty, and it's like you can't describe Lake Palace. I think Meenakshi would do a proper better job than me.
No, I'm sure, but it looks fabulous. And that's it for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed the show today. But please do remember to join myself and Anil tomorrow as we go live again at 2 p.m. And our tour continues. This time we fly south to the home of Bollywood, to Mumbai. Mm-hmm.